Hi, and welcome to the Puppet Tavern. Love it or hate it, the Espresso Martini is the most famous coffee cocktail to come along since the Irish coffee, and it has earned the title of modern classic. So, let's make one. According to legend, back in the 80s, its creator Dick Bradsell was asked one night at a bar in London for a drink that would, quote, "Fuck me up, then wake me up." Who asked that? We will probably never know. Since its creation, it has been known by a few names. The vodka espresso and pharmaceutical stimulant, to name a few. These earlier versions were basically just vodka and espresso, maybe tied together with a little simple syrup, and served on the rocks. But by the late 1990s, thanks to the martini craze, it was more commonly served in a coupe and traveled under its new name, the Espresso Martini. It should go without saying that poor ingredients yield a less than ideal cocktail. And in the past 20 years, coffee and cocktail culture have elevated the ingredients available. So take a moment to collect the right ones. If you have an espresso machine at home, you should pull a fresh shot. That foamy bit on top actually benefits the cocktail. However, if you're like me, just pick up a few shots from your favorite coffee shop and use it as soon as possible. Cold brew concentrate is also good in a pinch. Just, for the love of God, don't use your morning's leftover Folgers. Just as you want the proper coffee, the vodka you pick will also affect the flavor. I tend to recommend a wheat vodka for its flavor and texture. Ketel One is a great example. It's mostly column still spirit, but it has a small amount of pot still distillate, giving it a clean, citrusy taste. But use what you like, of course. When choosing a coffee liqueur, Kahlua has long been the standard bearer. And it makes a good one, don't get me wrong. But you have options now. St. George makes an excellent liqueur, and so does Galliano. But for my money, I'm going with Mr. Black. This liqueur was crafted with coffee culture in mind, and heavily influenced the recent rise in popularity of the Espresso Martini. Depending on the coffee liqueur you use, you may or may not need a simple syrup. Kahlua is plenty sweet enough, but since I'm using Mr. Black, I will add a rich simple syrup. And now that we have everything, let's make the cocktail. There are a lot of ways to make this cocktail, and I've tried quite a few ratios before settling on this one. Start with a 1/4 ounce of rich simple syrup. Next add 1 ounce of your espresso or cold brew concentrate. Then add 3/4 of an ounce of Mr. Black coffee liqueur. And finally, 1.5 ounces of vodka. Shake it with ice until it's good and cold. And strain it into your coupe. 3 coffee beans are the standard garnish, but they're kind of unnecessary if you're making it at home. This modern classic has so many riffs on it, it could give the Negroni a run for its money. Consider swapping the coffee liqueur for Amaro, or try using a different spirit as the base. For a few of my favorite variations, use aged tequila or cognac. Whatever your opinion on the Espresso Martini is, it's here to stay. Except for maybe this one. I think it's time I enjoy this cocktail. Ready? No, don't you do it. No. Get.
Oof.